So, hi.
Hi.
What is, repeat to the audience, what's the biggest block that you perceive as in your way towards greater success?
The biggest block I perceive at this moment in the way of my greater success is a fear of rejection or a lack of acceptance from others.
Yeah, fear, like how we're seen in the world, right? Like it's somewhat similar, but it's a little bit different of an angle. Very similar. Who can relate to that, by the way? Yeah, universal, right? Universal. So what is your relationship with the block? When the block comes up, how do you relate with it?
Two things come up initially is to falsify it as my truth. To falsify it as my truth, and so to play small, couldn't be further from the truth, and to self-sabotage, before anyone else can reject me, I've already rejected myself and the entire pursuit. So start, stop, next, start, stop. It's really painful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
Yeah.
And really life's a mirror. So if we are afraid of how people are going to see us, it's because we see a part of ourselves that way. And so really the shift in where our power is starting to change our relationship with that part. Yes. There's some tenderness there.
I just am in front of a group of people.
Yes. Thank you for your courage. Yeah. And so your relationship with it is to reject the part of you that's looking for love, attention, and approval in the world.
Yes, I think so. I think it probably stems from wanting that from my dad, of course.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I already want to go there, and there's some tissues here for you.
Thank you.
So part of the work is about expressing from that part of you, the unconscious, and it sounds like this is a younger part of you. So it's like, if you exaggerate that part, if you were just to give it full permission to have a voice, how would that sound?
Can I have a tissue?
Yes, it's right here.
Dad, I'm right here.
Dad, I'm right here.
I want you to see me.
I want you to see me. Yeah.
I want you to be proud of me.
Yeah. Just letting her come up. It's okay to come up and let it come out. I want you to be proud of me.
Yeah. I want you to be happy.
So I'm going to do all these things so that you're happy, so that then I know I'm okay. Yeah. So just breathe, let it come up. Yeah.
That's it.
And so, what do you notice when you just let it come up for a moment?
That he is proud and he is happy and content.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily even a true story.
It's not even on him.
Yeah.
It's not even for him.
Yeah.
And so then we get to look at a different approach. What is this really about? What is this really looking for? Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if this block weren't in opposition, if it were here for you, what is your wisdom about this? What is it here trying to serve? How is it trying to serve you?
It's here to completely allow me and offer me to commit to my most empowered being, my most empowered state.
Okay.
And to really own it.
So what I'm hearing you say is it's this disempowered part that is looking for attention from your dad is really, there's a gift in it to help you step into your power as a woman. Okay, so let's get there. Okay. So take a moment. Here's the how. Take a moment, rather than looking for it from your dad, which I just heard from you, it wasn't working.
Yeah.
Okay? Take a moment. Can you be the loving parent and offer that little girl that's like, look at me. Can you offer her your love and attention in this moment?
100%.
Okay, so how does that sound, or what does that look like for you right now?
I love you. I see you. I'm here with you. I'm lighthearted with you.
Yeah. And are you feeling that in your body, or are you saying that in your head?
I feel it in my heart
Okay.
center.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So breathe into that. Really allowing it. It's like, here you are. Totally, you're accepting the part of you that you were rejected. It's like, you thought, I wanted it from dad, so I'm going to reject it, looking for dad to give it to me.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if we reverse that and we say, I'm going to give that love to that part of me, then what happens?
I don't see limitation or anything that can really keep me from living my authentic life.
Empowered.
Yeah.
That's the path. That's the path.
It's wisdom.
Yes. And so it's like anytime we look for life to give us something, we feel out of our power. And the reverse is to then offer those parts of us that we want him or her to say a certain thing. We offer that to ourselves directly. Yeah?
Yes. Amen.
Amen. Yes.
Thank you.
And that was a shift pretty quickly. So now let's go into some forgiveness, because oftentimes this was a pretty quick process. Not always is it that quick. It can be. It can be a moment to moment and be reprogrammed. But the other option is like once it's been allowed, once it's been expressed, we offer forgiveness to the misunderstandings. To me, the forgiveness is a ladder from the heart to the head. That's the bridge that rewires a way of thinking and a perspective. Okay?
That's what I've been practicing all like the past 2 or 3 weeks.
Good, good.
So
How do you do forgiveness work?
I recognize that. Thank you. I recognize it's been programmed to all the information that I have stored about what I did wrong was taught to me or imprinted in me at some point. So I go back to the source of when I think that was taught to me.
Good, yes.
And I send that love.
Powerful. The original imprint.
So like my grandmother,
Yeah.
she didn't forgive herself about like X, Y, and Z. So I forgive her in that moment and simultaneously forgive myself.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes it's more powerful and more clear, but it still works no matter what.
Yes. Because
the
forgiveness is a
issue.
gift that we give to ourselves. It's never about them. If we withhold love, it hurts us. It's against our true nature. So forgiveness is a gift we give to ourselves. We forgive ourselves for the judgments we placed on the situation, the person, and ourselves. Okay? The 3 things you want to make sure. The situation, the person, and ourselves. And so the most powerful forgiveness process that I've discovered is at the University of Santa Monica. They do a process, and the way that sounds is you really connect with the quality of forgiveness. So it sounds like, I forgive myself for judging this part of me as bad, or I forgive myself for buying into the misunderstanding that this love was, I was looking for my dad to accept me. And then you say what's true. It's like the truth is, I was really only looking for it for myself. The truth is, as I'm giving that to myself, I'm realizing that and I'm feeling my power now. So let's do some for you, okay? So
Okay.
I forgive myself
I forgive myself
for buying into the misunderstanding
for buying into misunderstanding
that my dad could give me what I was looking for.
that my dad could give me what I was looking for. I'm gonna say. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The truth is,
The truth
and then what's true for you?
is that only I can give myself the love that I'm looking for. And I have a lot to offer, a lot of love to offer.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like as we start giving love to those parts of ourselves, we actually can allow the fact that your dad's been giving it to you.
Oh my
And that
gosh.
it's been
And then
here.
some. Yeah.
And then so it's like it helps us actually receive it and open to it rather than, okay, I think it's from this person. Okay, here it is. So I really want to encourage you guys to go deeper into this, like at least a minimum of 5, like saturate. This is really where the healing work happens, okay? And it's not how many you do, but it's the quality of connection, really diving into the forgiveness. And so from there, then you go back to that original situation, the situation where you first bought into, the misunderstanding that it was in your dad or somebody else. So can you go back to that memory now in your mind?
Okay.
Yeah? And who would you be in that moment without the belief without that limiting belief that it's in them?
Just myself,
Mhm.
authentic, and not needing an identity or to identify with anything or anyone.
So what's that feel like?
Free.
Yeah, free.
Completely
So
free.
same situation without that belief, you're okay.
Yeah, like just wings to fly with and just to execute, to take initiative.
You're just there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so how can you use what you've just discovered here? And it's very quick. It's not always this quick, but it can be. Really, it's a moment to moment. But how can you use what you've discovered here for the next 24 hours as you're saying yes to your goals? So when the block comes up again,
Yeah.
how can you be with the block moving forward now?
Counter it.
Okay, tell me more.
So if I'm finding resistance in communicating with someone, so I got here and I went straight to my phone to the like furthest corner in the yard, just because I was avoiding and protecting, self-preservation. So I'm going to inspire myself to communicate with others or take action, even on the most small steps.
And you're here.
I'm here.
And you're on stage.
I'm on stage.
Taking some pretty bold, courageous action. And so, and how is it going? You've run this experiment, how is it going right now?
Well, ironically, I've been in this, I used to teach publicly in front of a lot of people, and I was in my truth, but then I sabotaged it.
So
It feels true. It feels appropriate.
feels more authentic to you, it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm very community oriented.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And so it's just an invitation to keep running those experiences. What I would suggest for you, and for everyone, this is sort of a universal thing, if you want to test something out, if the self-sabotage, or if the part that's looking for acceptance comes up, and it's gonna come up anytime we move outside of our comfort zones, it's gonna come up. Even our next level, it comes up. So learning to navigate the blocks helps us ride the wave easier so we don't get tumbled by the wave. So it's like, here's the block, now I know how to navigate it, now I know how to work with it rather than have it work against me. And so when it comes up, it's like, you're gonna take steps to give the talk or write the book or date or whatever it may be, and the stuff's gonna come up. So then it's like, in that moment, what can you do with your block? And so what I would suggest is it's like, oh, there you are, sweetheart, acceptance. There you are, you're the part of me that wants to make sure I'm safe. Thank you. And then just check in, are you safe, are you okay? In this moment, breathe. I'm okay, I'm testing something else out. And then you still take action. Because if we're like, I'm gonna be courageous and bold, like that lasts for a little while. But it's like really just starting to nourish those parts of us that get scared. It's just easier to then take steps, okay? So that's one of the invitations for 24 hours. Like if you've noticed yourself in the corner, it's like, here I am, totally innocent. That's the part that wants to keep me safe. I'm safe, I'm protected.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go on stage and do the demo.
Okay.
No, and you're doing it, which is beautiful. So then this is where you just give an appreciation for yourself, and then I'll appreciate you. So what's one simple grounded thing that you appreciate about yourself?
That I have great instincts.
I honor your courage, especially hearing that you were in the corner beforehand, and then you just said yes to being here, you said yes to being on stage, and thank you for trusting us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Thank you for trusting me.
Thank you.